pattern represents reflected sound waves. They start out together, but when I move the red one backwards, like a delayed sound reflection, it creates destructive interference patterns which changes the original sound wave. Here's the problem. Original sound waves are distorted by strong, later arriving reflections. Also, sound travels really fast, about 1130 feet per second. A sound wave will bounce back and forth between these two walls about 60 times in 1 second. Sound travels so fast, it fills a room almost instantly, and this is only one bounce angle. Every room has thousands. How can we make our rooms sound better? Remember our Nerf guns? I'll shoot these at the same time, again representing a sound wave bouncing off a wall. Both discs bounce together in the same direction, which means the reflected sound is at full strength. Now let's use the first of our two acoustical tools, an absorber, to reduce the strength of sound bounces. To a sound wave, an absorber looks a little like a hole in the wall, so some of the energy doesn't come back. An absorber works by reducing the strength of reflected sound that would otherwise cause more destructive interference. But if we use only absorbers in a room, it makes it sound dull and unnatural. Historically, humans don't like overly absorbent rooms. So, let's use the second of our two acoustical tools, the curved surface diffuser. It also reduces the strength of sound bounces. A diffuser works by scattering the sound reflections in different directions, smoothing out destructive interferences throughout the room. Room acoustics are greatly improved using a combination of absorption and diffusion.
So I hope that you guys can catch the difference between these two, situation. The one installed with absorption and reflection to diffuse the sound. The other one is without. Yeah.
It's all about reducing those flat surface reflections. Use a combination of absorbers and diffusers, and your room will sound a lot more natural. Thanks for watching.
Okay. So is there anything that you want to ask? All right. So now the question is whether you want to go soft or hard. Yeah. So which one is better when you want to treat your walls or your space? So which one that you prefer? Soft or hard? Okay, so by right, we need to use both, yeah, like the one that he mentioned before. So you need both. So if you have too many soft surfaces, like the carpet, the seating area, the curtains and whatnot, yeah. So if you have too many soft and then it becomes dull, because you need some kind of reflected sound as well, so that to make it more lively, yeah. Otherwise it sounds a bit empty, okay. There is no soul, there is no feeling, yeah, towards it. So you need both hard and soft. Okay, these are some of the materials that you can use to absorb, yeah, to absorb sound with the texture, with the material itself, yeah, soft and whatnot, yeah. So it used to absorb sound. Okay, foam does not stop sound; it stops echo. Because sound is transmit, absorb, and reflect. So normally people use this material to reduce echo lah, to try to eliminate disturbance, yeah, in terms of sound, yeah. There are products that absorb echo within a room, and there are products that will block or stop a sound. So there are some panels that will do both. Okay. So absorb and block. Okay. So if you look at this ball, yeah, if you bounce a ball in basketball court or in like hard surface, if you bounce this ball, it will go upward like high. Yeah, if you bounce hard, it will go higher, something like that. But what happens if, like for example, you put a soft surface like cloth or t-shirt or something like that, or if you bounce your like a ball on a carpet or something like that, the ball won't bounce back high enough, yeah, it will just bounce a little, yeah, because the energy, yeah, the sound energy or the energy itself has been absorbed. Yeah, so the ball, can you imagine that is the sound particles, yeah, that move into the air or in liquid or in solid. So the energy from the ball was absorbed into the room, more specifically the foam. Yeah, a sound wave inside this room is just like the super bouncy ball. It will reflect or bounce off any hard surface, but it will absorb the energy by soft surfaces. Okay, when you look at our hall, our main hall here, okay, can anyone identify in terms of acoustic strategy that you can see just by looking at this? What are the acoustic strategy that you can find here?
The wall.
The wall, okay, so they put some kind of soft panels on the wall, okay, what else?
The stage is hard surface.
Hard surface, okay, what else?
The ceiling.
The ceiling, yeah, the ceiling, it has some kind of reflector, okay, sound reflector. Yes, the seat made out of cushion, so it can absorb. The rest will be people and other furniture inside of this hall. But unfortunately, I cannot have these photos of the walls, yeah, on the side, yeah. So this is what it do, yeah. When you have a wall or ceiling, anything, yeah, with insulation inside, it can absorb. Or sometimes you put insulation inside, but outside you put hard surface. Yeah. So when you put hard surface, you know, like for example, if you go to your school hall or maybe like a very old hall, yeah, you can observe this in a very old hall. You have this kind of like a board with holes, yeah, but inside they put foam, yeah. So the hard surface of the wall is actually to reflect, but they want to absorb some, yeah, something like that, yeah. So some will be absorbed, some will be reflected. Yeah, this is the conventional school hall. If you go, yeah, if you notice, yeah. So that's why, like for example, school hall. Sometimes you can see like there's a batten, you know, like timber strips. Yeah, in between timber strip, you can see, yeah, you can see this wool fiber or like wool inside. Yeah, fiberglass wool inside of this wall, inside of the cavity. So the timber strip is actually to reflect, yeah, to reflect the sound in many directions, and then the fiberglass inside is actually inside the wall to absorb. Okay. Apart from you want to block the sound from going outside of the hall, or you want to block the sound from outside to coming into the hall. Okay, so this is another strategy. Yeah, when we talk about large auditorium or large space. Yeah, so if you look at the first photo above here, when the stage is actually at the same level with the guest, yeah, people who are listening or sitting, yeah, watching. This is like a normal classroom. Yeah, if it is in a small space, then it's okay. But what about, like, for example, in large auditorium? You cannot have this kind of setting because you have obstruction, especially human or furniture, the chairs and whatnot. So your voice cannot travel far enough to the back. So with this type of arrangement, people who are sitting in front, at the front part, maybe they can listen clearly, but the sound will slowly absorb by the furniture, by the people, blocked by the people and whatnot, and then the people at the back, yeah, have trouble to listen, all right? But what happens if you raise the stage, yeah? So if you raise the stage a little bit, then we can reduce this effect, yeah? And then to improve the situation, we can, raise the platform of the guest, yeah? So that they are sitting like in a staircase kind of setting, yeah, so that you can project the sound clearly for the people who are in front and people who sits at the back. So this is through leveling, yeah. So in terms of plan, you look at this, yeah. Okay. Sometimes people use absorbent materials, especially carpets. Yeah, like the red color is carpets, and then the seats itself, yeah, made of the soft cushions. So these are all absorbing materials in pink. Yeah, and then when you look at the stage, yeah, it use very hard surface. When you look at stage, yeah, it has hard surface. So that one is for reflect, yeah, to reflect sound. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so the pink is to absorb, the green color is to reflect. Yeah, so that the voice can transfer or transmit to the back of the hall. And the carpets, the walls actually can reduce the echo effect. Okay, so this is the wall treatment, yeah, in a large auditorium. So acoustic wall panels are built, yeah, this photo here, if you can see, built with layers upon layers of sound absorbent. So this is the same material that you see in the TSP just now. One of your friends mentioned at the back there with the pink and purple color wall panels. So these are the panels, yeah. So it has fabric, yeah, the acoustic panel. You have sponge or fiberglass, not fiberglass, fiber wool, and then you have plywood to hold it, and then rock wool, brick, yeah. So this is a basic construction of the wall. And then in front of the stage, yeah, you look at the stage. Just now we mentioned that the stage is actually have reflective material. Okay, so if it doesn't have, like for example, if they put carpet on the stage, then you need a good speaker, yeah, to project the sound to the back of the hall. Okay, and then for this stage, it made out of timber veneer, yeah, on top timber veneer, and then underneath you have concrete, you have air cavity, and the floor. And then this is house floor. So the one that I mentioned just now, the floor is actually layered with carpets. So you have carpets to absorb the sound. Rubber layer is actually to absorb the sound when people walk. Yeah, when people walk on the carpet, so it can absorb the noise, yeah, from high heels or something like that. Yeah, and then you have concrete floor slab. And then this is another treatment, yeah, when you put the curtains, yeah, when you install curtains at the back here, so it's also help to absorb echo. And this is upholstered seating, yeah. And then this is a projector, the reflector that can project sound, yeah, to the back. So this one can be designed, yeah, the reflector, reflective ceiling panel can be designed according to the seating arrangements that we have in a hall. So there are many types, yeah, that you can find in the market. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you some of the strategies or maybe like materials that we can use. Okay, like for example, this is in a office space, yeah, in an office space. So normally in an office, sometimes you discuss, sometimes you talk to the phone, and then you don't want to disturb your partner, like your colleague, which is seated in front or next to you. So these shorter walls along with the hard surfaces allow sound to reverberate throughout the space. Then we install this, yeah, Pinata acoustic Wiltec triangles. So this is a brand, yeah, Pinata is a brand, but these acoustic triangles to absorb sound, yeah, so that when people talk here and then it won't travel far, yeah, so that it can absorb in the area. So it has more productive environment, working space for all the workers. Okay, and this one is quite similar to the one that we have at the TSP. So this one is to reflect, okay, and to block. Like for example, you remember just now when we mentioned that we have 17 meters at least to have echo. So sometimes these panels is used to reduce the distance between the floor to ceiling. So when you have this reflector, yeah, also can reduce the effect of echo, but at the same time to reflect, yeah, to project the sound. So this is like rough surface panels where you can put on the ceiling. It looks like checkboards or something like that, where you can arrange on the ceiling, yeah. This rough surface actually can help to absorb also to reflect. And then it doesn't cause a lot of noise, because when we are in a restaurant, of course, a restaurant is a place for people to socialize, and then people will talk. Yeah, sometimes you cannot control, you know, certain table, at one table they speak so loud. Yeah, the kids crying lah, something like that, and then you need to control this sound. So by having this, it won't reflect the sound so much, but absorb a little bit. Yeah, so that it doesn't disturb other people's, you know, mood to eat. Yeah. So this another thing we call ceiling clouds. So these ceiling clouds help to reduce echo between the floor and ceiling. They also help to prevent the spread of conversation. Yeah, like the one that we just mentioned just now, that we discussed just now, from between one cubicle to another cubicle. Then this is another ceiling clouds. So they comes in various design. Yeah. So with this cavity is actually help to absorb as well. Okay, the cavity that it has, and then the hard surface can reflect. Yeah. So with this ceiling above like this, without the ceiling cloud, yeah, if you have only like this, it can just reflect directly. But with this rough surface and whatnot, the sound wave actually move at different angles, different directions. Okay. So this is another one, yeah, which is can absorb. So by right, if you notice, yeah, in order for you to treat, like acoustic in a building, there's a lot of design that you can choose, yeah, meaning that it can be a piece of art as well. Yeah, it's not just acoustic insulator or something like that, but you can make it nice as well, yeah, as a piece of art in your building spaces, yeah. And you can put a statement as well. Okay, so like for example, this one normally people use in hotels. Yeah, like for example, like this panel, it actually resembles like a tile or maybe timber or something like that. Yeah, timber tiles. So it resembles like wooden planks that offer sound absorbing. Yeah. And then, like for example, this is a working space like table screen where you can block. It provides privacy, but at the same time it blocks sound, yeah, noise as well, from one cubicle to another cubicle. Like this is another screen, yeah. Like for example, it's quite nice, looks like natural stones or whatnot. So it's like a natural panel where you can place at certain areas so that it can screen or it can absorb the sound, yeah. So if you go into a space without any furniture, yeah, it will produce louder sound. Yeah, like that's why like one of the video it mentioned that when you go into an empty apartment without any furniture, you can hear the sound from outside louder, yeah, inside of the space. But when you start to fill in furnitures inside of your space, and then you start to listen, yeah, hear less, yeah, lower noise from the outside. So this is another type, yeah, when you can use like scale. This scale is a modular plug-in system made of cut and folded. Nitona is a brand or maybe like the model of this scale. They come in various shapes and various size of pieces where you can install it as a wall art. Yeah, you can install it throughout the whole wall. It's okay to suit the purpose of the space. Okay. So you can just stack, like a puzzle between one and another. So it can absorb and reflect. So this is your house, okay? This is normally like a typical house. So how are we going to treat our house? Yeah, so that it cannot produce echo, or it can reduce the reverberation and whatnot. Yeah, so start to fill in with soft and reflective surfaces. Okay, and then when you have like, for example, a hard surface like this, try to go with textured surface. Yeah, sometimes in terms of texture, you have this corn. They call it corn, not corn. Popcorn ceiling. Yeah, popcorn ceiling. Yeah, that have some kind of texture. Yeah, look at this furniture. It has texture. So this one actually can absorb and reflect. Okay, this is another video.
Hi, I'm I'm John Calder of Acoustic Geometry. We talk with thousands of people about acoustic panels, and they all ask us what and where. So what are acoustic panels? There are two types, absorbers and diffusers, and they're both important to improving the sound of your room. We'll start by finding the first reflection points, which are simply the places sound bounces after leaving your speakers on the way to your ears. First reflection points have the first and worst effect on sound in rooms. I'll use my Nerf gun to find the first reflection point on this wall. Of course, you may not want to find your first reflection points like this. So here's an easier way. Get a handheld mirror and an assistant. Slide the mirror along the wall until your assistant sees the speaker's tweeter. Mark that spot with painter's tape, then repeat on the other side. Now you've marked your first reflection points on the walls. Which panels go there? Lots of people put absorber panels in their first reflection points, and that's okay. But a better option is to use our medium curve diffusers in those pesky first reflection points. It'll make your stereo soundstage wider and more focused because our diffusers are phase coherent. Flat surface reflections happen on all four walls. So let's place one small curved diffuser on the back wall and one on the front wall. We've mounted the front wall diffuser horizontally because sound moves in 3 dimensions and it fits with the TV. Because corners make sound bounces worse, we'll use a fabric wrapped absorber panel in each corner. 2 in front reduce side to side reflections and 2 in back reduce front to back reflections. That's it for the basics. These 8 acoustic panels will definitely improve the sound of your room and might be all you need. All rooms are different, and your room may need more sound control. So let's look at the next group of treatments. The ceiling is a big flat surface area and should be treated. Ceiling absorber panels are called clouds. 2 are placed at the ceiling first reflection points and 2 over your seating area. Or you could use our silk metal absorber tiles if you have a drop-in ceiling grid. These are cutting-edge microperf technology. We're also adding a fabric-wrapped absorber panel in each corner, further reducing corner sound problems. And we'll add one more medium curved diffuser on each side, at right angles to your seating position, which is where the most annoying flutter echoes occur. And that completes our first 2 groups of acoustic treatments. There's one more group of improvements if needed. Place a horizontally mounted small curved diffuser between each of the 2 sets of sidewall medium curves. And place our curve corner traps in any 2 of your corners. You can also add 2 to 4 more clouds. As you can see, you don't need to treat every square foot to have great acoustics. Remember, your panels and layout will depend on the size and shape of your room, as well as windows and doors. Our terrific Acoustic Geometry dealers are always happy to talk about our products with you. Call or click.
Okay? So that one, if you have, like, for example, a room that requires acoustic treatment, yeah, like for example, your entertainment room, TV area and whatnot, then you can start to install this reflector or diffuser as well as absorber, okay? So that's a good tip from him, like sharing with us on how to find the point where you want to put your reflector or the point that you want to put your absorber. Okay, so far, do you have any question before I continue with this? I think we have a few more slides, but do you have any questions? No? All right. So also, you know, like for example, the one that we discussed earlier in the beginning of the lecture about the source of noise, yeah. So it can be inside of your house itself, or it can be also outside, yeah. So like for example, in the construction site, yeah, it's okay if you don't use any sound barrier or something like that, but you have like to care about the community surrounds it, yeah. To have to bear with all the noise that produced by your equipments, yeah. So I think it is better for us to think about our environment to make a peaceful environment for everyone by incorporating this sound barrier, yeah, that we can try to protect our equipments that produce a lot of noise. Okay, even like in the motor room or pump room or something like that, people still install this, yeah, because you never know, like next to or adjacent to this space, there might be office or something like that, yeah. So you want to reduce the noise, yeah, sometimes the vibration as well, yeah. So that one you install this sound absorbance material. Yeah, sometimes when the sound is too loud, even for the maintenance workers, yeah, it's very hard for them and annoying, irritating for them to come into this space and to do maintenance and whatnot. Okay, so apart from that, you can use this barrier. So you have a sound source and then it travels, yeah, but with this barrier, it diffuse, yeah, so you create this shadow zone without the noise, yeah, directed to you. Okay, so this is one of the way that you can use, yeah, especially in highways, yeah, when you have highways and then you have how to say this, apartment buildings, you have housing areas, yeah. If you go to one Utama, you can see like along the road, yeah, there's a lot of these road barriers, yeah. So this is a very effective. There are many types of materials. One that can reflect, the other one that can absorb. You know, like for example, like this soft surface here can absorb. Yeah, some can reflect. Yeah, so that the sound, the noise that produced in the highway, yeah, along the highway, did not go out. Yeah, so it protects certain part around the environment. Yeah, like for example, like this one. So this one being used at the airport, yeah. Of course, you know, like for example, jet engine or you know, like aeroplane engine produce very high noise, yeah, loud noise. So that's why you need to protect the surrounding area with this barrier. Okay, so this is another materials that you can use, which is a combination of plants, yeah, with walls. So plants can absorb, yeah. Plants is a good material or a good surface to absorb noise. So these are the comparison between different types of materials and the thickness. Yeah, like for example, if you use corrugated iron, yeah, it can block up to 17 decibel. Timber, it can block up to 25 decibel. Yeah, like for example, just now, if you have a timber wall as a wall partition, you know, like in the TV area just now, it produced a maximum of 50 decibel. So timber wall doesn't work for internal partitions. Yeah, but if you use like solid block like this, it does block the sound produced by the television and whatnot. So you have to make sure you know this the material and how the material perform. If you try to purchase material or you want to order any material, it has like the specification of each materials, how much decibel that this material can block. Yeah, so please look at that specification. Okay, and then this is another three examples of how you can block sound or noise from the roadside, yeah, from the road produced by a vehicle. First, by having this wall, yeah, so that it does block the house. The other one is to make like a hill, yeah, slope like that with planted trees, yeah. This also can help. Plus with the distance, yeah, the distance. Okay, if you increase the distance and then put taller trees, yeah, more trees, yeah, this also can help to reduce the effect of noise from the street. Okay, I think that's all for our acoustic lecture. So do you have any question that you want to ask me? How's your test last time? Did you manage to submit the result or the answer? Because I think some of you contacted me that you cannot submit the answer. Let me check. Does the surface of materials will affect the reflection of sound? Yes, of course. If you have a smooth surface, it does reflect more. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a smooth surface, it will goes with the incidence equal to reflection. Yeah, but if you have a rough surface, the incident won't have the same angle with the reflection because of the surface. Okay. If you have the soft surface, it will absorb. So that's why, like the one that I mentioned to you just now, sometimes they have a hard surface with holes, but inside of the reflective surface, you have this wool or something like that to absorb, yeah, the sound. Okay, is there any other question that you want to ask? This will be my last lecture with you. So next week there will be another lecturer coming in to teach you.
Sorry, doctor. A
Yeah.
question regarding the assignment submission.
Okay.
Because I have opened the submission, but doctor haven't changed the date yet. Doctor still fixed on the 30th of December of 2020.
It should be on the 7th, right?
Yeah, on the 7th.
Okay, I'll change.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Worry about that. So in terms of the assignment, some of you text me, yeah. So or email me. So you have to produce this. Choose one climate, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you have to choose one climate and then 5 strategies. So you can sketch or you can do whatever. You know, like for example, if you want to design a building, just make a small building. So in this building, how you want to make sure that it goes towards sustainable. You know, like for example, try to reduce energy, yeah, to promote thermal comfort, you know, to reduce the indoor temperature, something like that, yeah. You know, like for example, the one that we discussed before, you know, like having steel opening, gables, not gables, apa tu, overhangs or something like that. Okay, semi-buried buildings, but you have to choose one climate condition, one region. Like for example, whether you want to use like subtropic, tropical climate, hot, arid, 4 season, you know, something like that. So you can choose any climate. Only one.
Doctor,
Hmm.
if we want to make a renewable energy is solar, but if we use the design app, but in that application didn't have the solar panels, so can we replace it with something like flat item or like anything else, and we annotate and we state that is the solar?
Boleh lah.
Boleh juga
Okay, and then this question, what's the difference in material in a completely soundproof room? So soundproof room, it comes from various strategy. Where first one is insulation. You want to block any sound from inside to outside and from outside to inside. So the wall must be thick, yeah. So you have basic wall material, like if you use brick or if you use cement block or concrete or something like that. If you look at my slide just now, there are a few materials like timber, brick or something like that. It has the properties, yeah, the properties of sound that can block sound, something like that. So choose a proper sound, choose a proper material that can block sound, yeah, and then you put some kind of insulation material, and then you put a lot of soft surface, because in recording space, yeah, you don't want any reflection, you don't want any echo, you need the true voice, you need just to capture the voice, something like that. Okay. That one is not a barrier for sound. That one is a barrier for people, for Penang Bridge. Actually, it's a barrier for people to overlook the other direction. Because if you notice that Penang Bridge, when you have accident on the bridge, it will cause traffic jam, not just only on one side, but both sides. You know, if the accident happens on this side, the other side also cause traffic jam. So in order for them to avoid that, so they cover. they put this partition. So when you put this partition, you don't know what happened on the other side. Yeah, so people won't slow down. You know, Malaysian, they love to stop or drive slow in an accident area. If you go to a highway or something like that, it happens the same. So that one is not for noise. Yeah, that one is to block view. Okay, any other question? All right. If you all clear about the assignment, I will change the time and the date of the assignment to the 7th. And then if everyone clear about the assignments, I want you guys to go back to eLearn. Okay, can you go back to eLearn and then try to find you know, a place where you can rate. Yeah. So each lecturer teaching in here, you need to rate them. You know, like for example, give comments and whatnot. So if you think that we need to improve in the lecture, or maybe you said that the information is not enough or something like that, you can give comment over there so that we can improve. Okay, so no hard feeling. Yeah, you can just give comments there, anything that you want to say. All right, so please go back to eLearn and try and find a button to rate us. Okay, all of us. So in RAG 121, you have Dr. Azhar, AR Sharifah, myself, and one more. I don't remember who. Oh no, three of us. Only three of us. Dr. Azhar, Dr. AR Sharifah, and myself. Okay. All right. So there is no more question. The lecture slides already being uploaded there. So I will update. Yeah, later on. Maybe I don't know whether I can update the result or not. But if I need to contact any one of you, I will contact. Yeah, if I think that you have some issues, yeah, about failing the test, so I will contact you and will give you extra assignments. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you, Dokter.
Thank you, Dokter. Assalamualaikum.
Hope to see you.
Dokter.
See you again.
Waalaikumsalam.
Take care.
Thank you, Dokter.
Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Rindunya kat
Arigato, Dokter.
Yalah. Rindunya dekat korang tak boleh jumpa ni. Kalau tidak dalam kelas tu jumpa je. Alright, take care. All international students, you can come back to Malaysia starting the 1st of January. Bye bye. Take care. Take care, everyone.